What made you decide to pursue going further with the broker's license rather than just staying the regular salesperson?
Yeah, I'd say like I did have it goes sort of back to like my dad's vision that I
Yeah.
would say, and it was, and meanwhile, like, my dad will tell you, I think you might have met my dad a few times. My
Hmm.
dad, Algebra 1 as a senior, right? Really could not pass a test to save his life, can't spell, borderline illiterate, but he's a smart fellow when it comes, like my dad built houses. My dad always wanted to be a broker and do that, but he was like, I'm not even going to try. He's like,
Yeah.
there's no point. He's like, I can't even read the question, you know? Um, and so I stuck with it, and I feel like the part of the probably one of the reasons I was able to really do that and succeed was because I started out so young
Hmm.
that I was able to make a million mistakes before the next person,
Mm.
and I was able to fall on my face and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm still in college,
Yeah.
like I'm what a worst case I have to go to econ in the morning. Like
Yeah.
there was nothing bad that could happen,
Yeah.
and I remember I had a couple of, I mean, you can get your broker's license and still act as like a regular, like normal, like sales agent.
Hmm.
You can be a broker under a broker. And I know the terminology gets kind of wonky there, and I totally get it to like a layman out there who might not understand what the industry is. Um, but in addition to like getting your broker's license and deciding to go out and take it a step further, you really have to have the capital.
Yeah.
And the capital is a tough thing to get because everyone thinks it's super cheap and it's not. I can promise you it's not. All the subscriptions you have to pay for, if you want an in-person office, which, post-pandemic is like a decision to make
Hmm.
if you want to be in person or online, because you don't really need to. But if you're trying to establish a culture and really establish like a foothold in the market, you need some place to take clients if they need to like drop something off. There's an aspect of legitimacy towards that.
Yeah.
And I would go back to dive deeper into it through like all the connections I made going into my senior year of college. I had with other reasons involved, which we'll probably get into, I had the ability to, make a lot of money that year, which I was then able to use to fund to open up the company with my business partner, Elijah. So,
Yeah.
he put up half, I put up half, and that allowed me to go out on my own. And I would say, I'm not in that position without a variety of people, Dave Monheit being one of them, my dad, my brother, Elijah, list goes on. There's plenty of people I'm going to forget. And I'd say that's why I took it a step further, because it was like, okay, shit, like I'm young.
Yeah.
What, like worst thing that happens is, all right, I move out of my apartment, I move out of my condo, and I go back and live with my mom.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I was saying to myself. And mainly having the capital to do it was probably a bigger thing. And knowing I was in the position in that a lot of people don't get in that position. So why not take it?
Yeah, exactly. You're already so young, starting so ahead of the ball that, yeah, it's not like you're gonna, even if you go back to zero, you're right along there with everybody else, if not still further,
Right.
because you have that experience of doing that and the experience of going through
100%.
failure and having all that.
100%. And I would totally agree. Yeah.
When you first started, you got your license, you jumped around a couple different brokerages. Like, how did you start? How did you start getting your name out there? How did you start building up your book of business? I know you're alluding in our conversations about leveraging the women's volleyball team to do some marketing for you. How did you
Oh
how did
yeah.
you start out putting your name out there?